Hello, friends. We have a short message from this week's sponsor. What's a game where no one wins? The waiting game. When it comes to hiring, don't wait for great talent to find you. Find them first with Indeed. When you're hiring, you need Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed's a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all. We streamline hiring with powerful tools that find you matched candidates. With Instant Match, over 80% of employers get qualified candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment they sponsor a job, according to Indeed Data US. One of the things we love about Indeed is that it makes hiring all in one place so easy because Indeed does the hard work for you. Indeed shows you candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit your description immediately after you post, so you can hire faster. Indeed's hiring platform matches you with quality candidates instantly. Even better, Indeed's the only job site where you only pay for applications that meet your must-have requirements. Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/sleeptight. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/sleeptight. Indeed.com/sleeptight. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Hello, friends, and welcome to Sleep Tight Stories. I'd like to say hello to Teddy Simpson from Corinth, Texas. Hello to Nora Owens. Hello to Chase Leon. Hello to Laurel. Hello to Sherry in Syosset. And hello to Evie and Flippy in Wyoming. Happy belated birthday to Landon Azzopardi from Toronto, Ontario, who turned 9 on May 1st. Happy birthday to Migo from the Philippines, who is turning 5 on May 8th. Happy birthday to Magnolia in Pittsburgh, who is turning 6 around May 10th. Happy birthday to Annie and Molly Daystick from Rochester, New York, who are turning 4 on May 10th. Happy birthday to Mesa in Lincoln, Vermont, who is turning 7 on May 10th. Happy birthday to Mimi in Lytton, Canada, who is turning 7 on May 10th. Happy birthday to Isaac, who is turning 6 on May 10th. Happy birthday to Sierra, who is turning 9 on May 11th. Happy birthday with lots of love from Mom, Brett, and Grandma. And happy birthday to Fabian, who is turning 7 on May 11th. Happy birthday to you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. Shoutouts and birthday wishes are one way we give thanks to our supporters. If you would like to support us and receive more bedtime entertainment like this, all ad-free, please visit our support page at sleeptightstories.org/support. Thank you. Do you like to use your imagination and go to faraway, beautiful places? Flippy does. Flippy spends her time with her bestest friend, Evie. But when Evie is sleeping, Flippy likes to go on adventures using her imagination. Where is Flippy going to go tonight? Flippy the Walrus. It was finally Flippy's favorite time of the day. The time she got to get cozy and warm with her bestest friend in the whole wide world, Evie. It was bedtime, and that meant snuggles and stories. And like every night, as soon as the lights went out, Evie would soon be fast asleep. But not Flippy. Flippy wouldn't go to sleep right away. Even though Flippy was soft and cuddly and a little bit squishy, she was no ordinary stuffed animal. Whenever her best friend went to sleep at night, Flippy would lie there using her imagination to go on adventures all over the world. Flippy was a very special stuffed walrus. Flippy lived with her best friend in a place with wide open spaces, huge mountains, and beautiful forests. Though she didn't know for sure, she heard that some really cool animals lived there too, like bears, elk, bison, and even wolves. She heard her family talk about geysers, hot springs, and even a giant canyon. Flippy hoped that one day she would be able to see these places with Evie. Snort, snort, snort. Flippy knew that Evie must be fast asleep if she was starting to make her quiet snoring noises. While Flippy was happy to live with Evie and her family, she did sometimes long for adventure. Any kind of adventure. To see places outside her imagination and far away from her home. She thought maybe she might visit her relatives in the Arctic Circle, but she felt that that might be too cold. She also thought about visiting the pyramids of Egypt, the Great Wall in China, the Taj Mahal in India, or maybe going swimming in the Great Barrier Reef. Swimming in a warm ocean sounded really fun because Flippy knew she was a great swimmer. Flippy once held her breath for almost 30 minutes, so she knew she could swim underwater. Flippy had yet to see these places, but she had tried. As she cuddled with Evie, she remembered the one day when Evie had gone out for the day, and she was a little bored. She didn't really understand where Evie went and why she didn't take her with her. She had heard her family talk about school, teachers, and having fun learning. But why couldn't Flippy do that too? I think I will go to one of the places I have always wanted to visit, the Arctic, where all my relatives live, she thought. Would it really be as cold as she thought? But first, I must find the door that everyone leaves the house through. Flippy had heard her family say that when you leave through the door, you should close it behind you. She didn't understand why you couldn't leave the door open. If the door was closed, how could friendly bears come in to visit? So that day, after Evie gave her a hug and she heard everyone leave, Flippy mustered all her bravery and began her journey right from Evie's cozy bedroom. She carefully maneuvered through a forest of fluffy pillows on the bed, pretending they were icy trees. Flippy waddled off the bed and fell to the floor. But it didn't hurt because Flippy was squishy and could squish. Flipper by flipper, Flippy waddled across the bedroom floor, imagining it to be the vast, frozen tundra of the Arctic. Using her front flippers to push herself forward, and dragging her hind flippers behind her. The more she imagined the floor to be like the Arctic, the colder she got. So she stopped imagining it for a while so that she could warm up a little. As she waddled, Flippy encountered obstacles along the way, like a towering stack of books that became her very own treacherous mountain range. She climbed up and down, pretending she was conquering the snowy peaks. Then she ventured through a maze of toys, using her imagination to navigate the icy caves and treacherous crevices. As time ticked by, Flippy encountered friendly stuffed animals that joined her Arctic adventure. Together, they braved imaginary blizzards and crossed pretend frozen rivers. It was cold, and the journey was super long, but Flippy was determined. She was brave, too, just like Evie. After what felt like days of trying super hard, she only made it to the door of the room. Flippy had yet to really do much walking, instead relying on Evie to take her to most places. She was a little surprised at how slow she was. Flippy had forgotten that, as a walrus, she wasn't really suited to walk very far on land. Walruses were better suited for swimming and more comfortable in the water. Finally, after what felt like an entire day's journey, Flippy reached the entrance to Evie's house. The door stood tall and imposing. Flippy mustered all her strength and pushed against the door, but it wouldn't budge. She tried again. Still, the door would not open. No wonder bears never came in to visit. The door was too strong and heavy. Flippy quickly realized that she couldn't go on an adventure to the Arctic, but that was okay. She tried her best and had an adventure on the way. She had her imagination, and with her imagination, she could travel all over the world. Snort, snort, snort. Evie snored again. Now that Evie was asleep, it was time to decide where she would travel tonight. Last night, after listening to a story, Flippy had traveled to a distant world, or at least it sounded like it was really far away. It was a place with red mud, white sandy beaches, and some kind of special ice cream. Flippy loved ice cream, even though she only had it once. She had taken a bite of Evie's when she wasn't looking, and it was really delicious. Much better tasting than the raw fish that her relatives ate, she guessed, though she hadn't eaten raw fish before. Tonight, she thought she would fly somewhere high up in the sky, because why not? Walrus can fly too if they want to. Flippy thought she might explore close to home and leave far-off destinations for another night. So she closed her eyes tight and let her imagination take flight. Flippy felt a gentle breeze lifting her up, high up in the blue sky amongst the clouds, and higher and faster than the birds. She found herself flying above beautiful mountains and could see the snow-capped peaks stretching far and wide, like a blanket of white frosting on a cake that Evie once had. The memory of that cake made Flippy's mouth water and almost made her forget how to fly, causing her to dip a little. But she recovered, and as Flippy soared higher, she spotted a herd of graceful elk, their antlers pointing up toward her like they wanted to tickle her belly. She had seen pictures of them, so she knew what they looked like. But because she was using her imagination, some of them had colors like a unicorn. The way they ran through the green meadows looked like they were playing, or maybe dancing to Flippy. Were they playing soccer? She giggled as she watched them for a while from above. Next, Flippy glided over a crystal-clear river that wound its way through pretty valleys. She saw beavers busily building their cozy lodges along the riverbanks and fish leaping in the crystal-clear water. Flippy thought that it would be fun to jump in the water and race with fish. But tonight was for flying, so she might come back and swim another time. As she continued flying, a bald eagle came up to fly beside her for a while and winked a hello. Flippy imagined the eagle could fly faster than her, but she tried to keep up as the eagle sped ahead, continuing on its way. As she continued, she saw colorful geysers that erupted in bursts of steaming water. She flew down a little closer so that she could see the rainbows that formed from the steam. It was beautiful. Flippy's journey through the sky continued as she spotted even higher mountains. Flippy flew up higher and higher until she reached the tallest peak. She imagined herself perched there for a while, the wind gently brushing against her fluffy fur, and the whole world stretched out below her. She took some great big belly breaths, which helped her relax even more. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with orange, pink, and purple hues, Flippy knew it was time to return home. With a final leap of her imagination, she slowly descended back into Evie's room, landing softly beside her on the bed. After using her imagination, Flippy felt tired and ready for sleep. She snuggled up closer to her best friend and felt comfy and warm. Where should I go tomorrow night? She thought. Maybe I could visit the mystical forest. A planet outside the solar system? Or a land where the sheep jump over the moon? As she was thinking about where she might travel next, she got sleepier and sleepier until she fell fast asleep. And that is the end of our story. Good night. Sleep tight.